Thank you very much, everyone. Great honor to have you. I know you've all been working very hard and very successfully. And it's a wonderful place, the White House. I want to begin, is Johnny here from World Cup? I want to thank you for the selection. And they just had a presentation in the Oval Office, and I thought this was such a beautiful, this is the trophy, this is the big deal. The World Cup is the biggest sporting event, and Gianni Infantino is my friend for a long time, and during my first term, we worked out a deal to get the World Cup, and then because of lots of interesting things that happened, I ended up being president. When it showed up, I was always disappointed. I wasn't going to make it. I was going to serve 8 straight, and said we did it the hard way, but maybe the more important way. So I will be with you as president, Johnny. So maybe you could just say a few words and show how beautiful the World Cup trophy is. Thank you. Yeah, sure, please.
This is
Yeah,
the famous key.
that's a great key.
You want to open it, President? Or shall
Well, you go ahead.
I go ahead. Okay.
I trust you.
So this is the new trophy of a new competition. It's called the FIFA Club World Cup. There's 32 best clubs in the world with the absolutely best players in the world. And for the first time in history, this competition takes place in the United States. Opening game on the 14th of June.
Right.
Obviously in Miami. Final on the 13th of July this year in New York, New Jersey. But it's not that. The trophy is special because it's a key, and because, as you can see, if I manage to do that, it's a bit tricky. It's like that. So this is a trophy. It is a trophy which represents, and that's why I think it's interesting to show this trophy exactly in this forum, because it represents the past, but it's also projected to the future. There is no other sports trophy which looks like that. It has engraved the history of the game, of soccer or football as we call it, the participating teams of the first edition, the stadiums, the beautiful stadiums in 11 cities in the United States of America where this competition will take place. So at the same time, past, present, and projected to the future. And if I may, President, say another 2 words, and then I let you work. I would like to congratulate the President and the administration for not only for the World Cup, the Club World Cup, the World Cup, and the great work done, but also for this initiative that you are speaking about here. If I may add something in this respect, I'm not an expert at all, but FIFA, as you know, is a brand which is globally known, a very strong brand. The soccer economy in the world is worth around 270 billion a year. 70% of that, Mr. President, is in Europe. So imagine the potential that there is around the world only in soccer if we develop it. And so FIFA is very, very interested under my presidency to develop a FIFA coin, to do it from here, from America, and to conquer the 5 billion soccer fans in the world. So if there is anyone here who is interested to team up with FIFA, here we are, together with the United States of America, and we will conquer the world of soccer with the FIFA coin. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That coin, that coin may be worth more than FIFA in the end. It could be quite a coin, actually. Huh? Anyway, thank you, Johnny. Great job. I just thought you should see this trophy because it's really, it's the biggest sporting event in the world, and we have it here. And we appreciate being selected. Thank you very much, John. You do a fantastic job. And welcome to the first ever White House Digital Assets Summit. I know that many of you have been fighting for years for this, and it's an honor to be with you at the White House. I want to thank the White House AI and crypto czar David Sachs, Treasury secretary. This is David right here, in case you don't know. You know David. And a man who's doing a great job as Secretary of Treasury, Scott Bessent, who's right here. Scott, thank you very much. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, wherever you may be, Howard. Hi, Howard. He's doing some interesting work right now with all that's going on. He's right in the middle of it and doing a great job. Thank you. SBA Administrator Kelly Loeffler. And thank you. SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce. Thank you, Hester. Acting CFTC Chairman Caroline Pham. House Majority Whip Tom Emmer. Hello, Tom. Representative Brian Stile. Thank you. Brian, thank you very much. Digital Assets Council Director Bo Hines. Good, Bo. Great job. And many other distinguished guests. We have a lot of very distinguished people around the table. Some of them will be speaking. I want to thank Marco Rubio also, who's right over there. And we have tremendous people very interested in this subject. And last year I promised to make America the Bitcoin superpower of the world and the crypto capital of the planet. And we're taking historic action to deliver on that promise, as you know, around the table. Yesterday, I signed an executive order officially creating our strategic Bitcoin reserve, and this will be a virtual Fort Knox for digital gold to be housed within the United States Treasury. That's a big thing, Scott. The federal government is already among the largest holders of Bitcoin, as you know. Really one of the largest holders in the world, with as many as 200,000 Bitcoin obtained via civil law and various other forms of law, and including enforcement actions. These existing holdings will form the foundation of the new reserve. Unfortunately, in recent years, the U.S. government has foolishly sold tens of thousands of additional Bitcoin that were worth billions and billions of dollars had they not sold them, but they did sell them, mostly during the Biden administration. And not a good thing to have done. From this day on, America will follow the rule that every Bitcoin knows very well: never sell your Bitcoin. That's a little phrase that they have. I don't know if that's right or not. Who the hell knows? Who knows? Who knows? But so far, it's been right. And well, let's keep it that way. The Treasury and Commerce Departments will also explore new pathways to accumulate additional Bitcoin holdings for the reserve, provided it's done at no cost to the taxpayers. We don't want any cost to the taxpayers. In addition, my order directs federal agencies to conduct an inventory of all crypto assets currently held by the U.S. government and determine how they can be transferred easily to the Treasury. Non-Bitcoin digital assets will be held in a new U.S. digital asset stockpile where they will be managed properly. My administration also is working to end the federal bureaucracy's war on crypto, which was really going on pretty wildly during Biden until the election came about. About 5 months before the election, he became a big fan because he heard how many people were in favor of it and how many people love it and respect it. But I guess it didn't work out too well for him. People understood what was going on and paved the way for groundbreaking innovations in institutional finance. Under the Bitcoin administration, regulators strong-armed banks. I mean, they really did. They strong-armed banks into closing the accounts of crypto businesses and entrepreneurs, effectively blocking some money transfers to and from exchanges, and they weaponized government against the entire industry. But I know that feeling also. Maybe better than you do. All of that will soon be over, and we are ending Operation Choke Point 2.0.
Here, here.
You know, some people really suffered. It was ridiculous what they were doing, but in the end, They came around, but they came around for the wrong reasons. They came around only because they wanted votes, and they saw that tens of millions of people were against them because of what they were doing. I also want to express my strong support for the efforts of lawmakers in Congress as they work on bills to provide regulatory certainty for dollar-backed stablecoins and the digital assets market. They're working very hard on that. This is a tremendous opportunity for economic growth and innovation in our financial sector, and will really go a long way. I think it's going to be a tremendous, we feel like pioneers in a way, of tremendous method of growth, and things are very much tied, and we want to keep it that way. The U.S. dollar, long into the future, we're going to keep it that way. I hope lawmakers will send that legislation to my desk before August recess if they can, and they're very much working with you, and you know a lot of them, and a lot of them were committed right from the very beginning. So I just want to congratulate you all for being at the White House today, and a man who knows more about Bitcoin and AI and just about everything else than anybody, David Saxton. I'd like to have you say a few words, David.
Thank you, Mr. President. We're all here today because of your leadership, your vision, and your generosity, and I really want to thank you for that. We're also here because of your desire to make America great and to introduce a golden age in America, including for digital assets. And we're here because of your love of innovators, or as you might say, high IQ people. We know you love high IQ people. And we have about 30 of them here in the room today. These are the top people in the digital asset industry. And one other thing that I think that you love is legal fairness. This is an industry that was subjected to prosecution and persecution for the last 4 years, horrible lawfare, and nobody knows what that feels like better than you do. So we really appreciate the fact that you understand legal fairness and that you're always willing to fight for the right thing, for legal fairness. You never back down. You stand defiant, even in the face of an assassin's bullet. It's an inspiration to everyone in this room, I think. So it's an honor. So I just want to say it's an honor to work for you. It's an honor to work for a president who works every day to get so much done on behalf of the American people. Your administration is moving at tech speed. It's really amazing. It's actually faster than any startup that I've been part of. Is that your administration moves even faster. So I just want to say thank you for having me be a part of it. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I love working for you, and thank you again for this opportunity.
Thank you, David. Very much appreciate it.
And now I just want to pass the ball to Secretary Besson.
Scott?
David, so today, when President Trump has signed the executive order to establish the strategic Bitcoin reserve and stockpile, we're going to position the United States as a leader among nations in the digital asset strategy. It's important for the United States to recognize this fact and get ahead of the other nations in the digital age. We applaud the President's direction to use the digital assets already in possession of the nation, and we are going to establish this Bitcoin reserve. We use this authority to augment the asset side of the United States balance sheet. As I've said many times, President Trump is creating assets for the American people, while most past presidents have created debt. And a large part of this asset program can be in digital assets. We are going to end the regulatory weaponization against digital assets. The Biden administration's actions did nothing other than punish innovators, and that all of you have made it here today is really a testament to your fortitude. Much of Treasury's responsibility in this order relates to the tax code and determinations around risk weightings. And I'm here to assure you that we are going to work with the Controller of the Currency, the IRS, and we're going to rescind and amend all applicable previous guidance. And we are going to put a lot of thought into the stablecoin regime. And as President Trump has directed, we are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stablecoins to do that. Thank you.
Technology is at the foundation of the Trump presidency. He understands technology, he embraces technology, and he's going to use technology to drive America forward. The blockchain and Bitcoin technology are a key part of that thinking, and embracing that, and here today shows how much a leader the Trump administration and our president is. He understands it, he embraces it. As you said, you're a pioneer in this place, and this is where we're going. We're using the blockchain, we're using Bitcoin, we're going to use digital assets to pound forward, and Donald Trump is leading the way. Can't be more proud of you today.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Hal. Kelly, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is truly a historic day, and as a crypto founder, I couldn't be more proud to be part of your administration. You're moving at the speed of tech for sure, and I will just say it's a great day to have the war on not just crypto, but the war on innovation done. And under your administration, we are truly going to enter into the golden age. And I'll just say, as the administrator of the SBA, small business is a tremendous network that crypto can be deployed against, and so the SBA is open to crypto. So I look forward to working with all of the leaders in this room to advance your efforts here. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you very much. Tom, please.
Well, Mr. President, I want to say thank you. I want to thank you for the amazing team that you put together. I want to thank you for David. I mean, this kind of a meeting, no one in this room could have envisioned this just a couple years ago. You are the one that has the vision. You're the one that said, we are going to do 21st century finance right here in the United States of America. I've been doing this for 9 years. It is amazing how far we've come, and that's a credit to you, Mr. President, and your leadership, and God bless you for doing this, because it's going to make a huge difference with everything else you're doing. And by the way, Americans love it. They're going crazy. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Go ahead, please.
Does anyone want to say a couple of words? Cameron or Tyler, do you want to?
You're very shy in front of the
Actually,
camera.
Cameron, I think you said something earlier that I thought was really profound. You said that a year ago, you thought it would be more likely that you'd end up in jail than at the White House. Not to put you on the spot, because you didn't do anything wrong, but that was the environment a year ago. But do you guys want to say something? Either one of you.
Sure, that was actually Tyler who said that. but
Sorry, I still get mixed up.
But yeah, we never thought that we'd get attacked the way we did in our backyard after trying to do the right thing for so many years and always trying to raise the bar with respect to regulations. So it's truly wonderful to see how things have changed and how the pendulum has swung back in the way that it has. And we've always felt that the U.S. should lead in Bitcoin and crypto, and it's ours to sort of lead and win. And it's just wonderful what President Trump has been doing with this, and we look forward to working together. And thanks for inviting us, David, and setting this up.
Thank you. Thank you both. Please.
I was just going to say thank you, Mr. President. Cameron takes credit for a lot of my things I say, so it's not the first time. But the U.S. won the internet, and the U.S. should win crypto. So thank you for your leadership on this.
Thank you both very much. High IQ individuals around this table. That's what I always say. We need high IQ. So thank you very much. Would anybody like to say anything? Please.
I just want to express my deep gratitude for the seriousness with which you're approaching our industry and how you're actually helping guide it in the right direction. I work with many central banks in other countries, and when I was working there, I was wondering why I, as an American citizen, can't help the United States financial system reach this higher level that the world is on course towards generally. And so I'm very grateful that finally there's been a new level of kind of common sense and adoption of these ideas. Me and the other people in this room do believe that the crypto, blockchain, Web3 infrastructure is the next iteration of the financial system. And I think that the US should have its leadership position continue in that new financial system. And I'm very, very happy to see people like David Sachs, Secretary Bessent, Secretary Lutnick taking this very seriously with their time, and very grateful them too. So I'm just overjoyed to see this, and I think it is a big part of how the U.S. can continue its role in the global financial system. So thank you.
Thank you very much. I thought it was very important that we stay in the front of this one. This is a big one. And as you know, China is pushing forward and very strongly as usual, but we're way in the lead as we are in AI and other things, and we want to stay there. So I thought this was very important and
Very interesting. Bitcoin dominance falling.
wanted to have you involved, but we want to stay at the forefront of everything. And this is a very important day in your lives. I know you worked, some of you, very long before people really understood what was happening. And so I congratulate you, but this is a big day. Being in the White House is a big deal, and you have great support. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, please. Thank you very much. Thank you, media. Thank you. Please.
Is that it? Is the summit over? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know if that's on my end or if that's like... Looks like that's it. Amazing. Wow. Okay. So, come on. Dude, I love the comments. This has turned into entertainment for me. Bye-bye Bitcoin. I mean, actually, it's kind of accurate so far. Bitcoin on the hourly, wanted to pull it up. Let's really, you know, let's talk about this. Let's look at some charts. I don't know. I am sure from here, they're going to be doing something else. I don't think that was literally it. If that was all today is about, that little conversation, that would be insane. I want to start with this, and I actually do want to look at the charts. The anti-crypto army lost. Gensler not attacking us anymore. President Trump unlocking doors for Bitcoin and crypto, and people are rushing to sell. I see a lot of bears in the comment, just like negativity, people talking trash, like this is a non-event, this isn't big. The thing that's big is a year ago, not even a year ago, months ago, Gensler, Elizabeth Warren, they were leading the charge. I'm not making this a bullish scenario, my friend. I'm really trying to set the macro picture here. We have a pro-crypto administration that's not shutting down the innovation in the country. SEC going after Coinbase, Binance, Uniswap, and the list goes on. All of those things reversed. We have a pro-Bitcoin president. People that are negative, and we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm on the wrong side of it all. But people that are just selling and leaving the market, I think they're making a terrible mistake. But I do think, and this is important, it's a necessary bullish reset of market participants because we do need that, right? That's cyclical. So far, like not much happening in terms of the crypto summit and news and all that good stuff. And it's going to probably take a little bit, right, to get a sense of what comes out of this. I don't know if they're going to another meeting right now. I thought Trump was supposed to be signing crypto-related executive orders today. I don't know if I'm missing something. But obviously, you know, that's not something that has happened. I'm just looking at the other live streams, making sure I'm not like missing something. Like if there's another live stream going on. So with all that put aside, we'll keep tracking the news and everything. But I was watching the Bitcoin hourly chart. Obviously, you know, I don't usually zoom in on the hourly, but I thought it would be helpful just to kind of get some short-term price action. And then, you know, and by the way, this is an hourly chart. So everybody's just like, Bitcoin's crashing, crypto's crashing. Come on. It's not even, here's an hourly total crypto market cap chart excluding Bitcoin. So even on the hourly, it's just whatever. But the chart that I thought interesting was the Bitcoin dominance chart. And by the way, Bitcoin at $85,000. We'll do some more zoomed out analysis, might as well. But I thought it was weird how Bitcoin dominance was falling a little bit during that whole live stream. And here we are. I mean, Bitcoin dominance on the hourly making a little bit of a move to the upside, back up to 61. That, I guess we can probably take a look at some altcoins like ADA probably falling right now if we're seeing that happening. Little bounce. There's ADA on the hourly. Closed door meeting. Yeah, I think there'll be headlines coming out of today that we've not just seen in that little press conference, but that was pretty lame, that press conference. Correction to the comment on the screen. This is the beginning. Relax. Bitcoin not crashing has been moving into a big ascending triangle. Yeah. Incredibly bullish right now, everybody. It's hard to be bullish when people are disappointed that they're not getting a 10x because the US government's not like pumping their bags and buying their altcoins. It's hard. The majority is like that right now. It's genuine. It just is. And I know I shouldn't say the majority. The loud majority is like that. The silent majority, which is most of you out there just watching, not commenting. I know you're living in more of a reality where you're like me. Just can't believe that we have these headlines. A pro-crypto president. Let the manipulation happen. So here's an ADA daily chart. Here is, let's go to the total crypto market cap chart, excluding top 10. I want to bring that one up because it's, I think, pretty cool. This is an hourly, excluding top 10. It's not like we're capitulating, right? Off of what's happening right now. But now is the time, you know, more than ever, if you're a macro person, to really just zoom out on what's going on here. And we can look at this. First, let's start with Bitcoin. I might as well just work a little bit of analysis into this video. It wasn't really my plan. I thought we'd have at least an hour live stream of, you know, watching the crypto summit, but whatever. So Bitcoin on the daily. Put aside Bitcoin summit, put aside pro-Bitcoin, pro-crypto president, put aside all the headlines that have really shook the crypto space recently. Just look at the chart, man. This is what gets me very excited, because if we do put aside all the headlines, which you can see the masses are very distracted by that. They want a headline that's going to pump their bags, you know, 100%, 200%, 300%. But in reality, what's happening is a fundamental shift that I think it's meaningful for the people that are here long term. And that's why even at the crypto summit sitting around Trump, you have all the builders that have been building long term. And it's most meaningful to those people. And as investors, it's most meaningful to the investors who are here long term. But put aside all of the headlines, you know, put aside who's the president, right? Maybe Biden could be president. Gensler could still be in there. And if we had this set up, we'd be tracking it just the same. And that's the inverse head and shoulders. And we're going to continue talking about this a little bit before we can kind of put it behind us, but it's a multi-year pattern. We got that throwback. And the thing about it is, the reason I keep bringing it up is just because Bitcoin, we got the throwback to the neckline, which is an awesome technical move. Again, putting aside headlines, putting aside emotion. This is why I do analysis. Got the throwback right around the neckline. bounce off the 200-day moving average. And now Bitcoin's just kind of consolidating. And so you can even see from the capitulation that we had at the end of February, we had this run up to the 20-day, and just look at the clear rejection. And this is exactly what we're looking at on just a bunch of charts, this range right here. The move, whether we had an inverse head and shoulders neckline touch and a bounce, the move after getting just a fall away from those moving averages is a very normal move, right? What I mean by that is we're overextended from these moving averages. We fall away, pulling back to test the area. And this is what I've been talking about. And this is what we can watch. I think on the short term for Bitcoin, if you're watching Bitcoin charts, Bitcoin price, it would be this range, $90,100 to around $97,000. That's the bullish confirmation range. Like if we want to kind of reverse this downtrend, and also just kind of, we've been consolidating since November, right? Before falling, just kind of turn this whole thing around. We have to break above that area. So far it's rejection at that area. Now to the downside, we have $82,000, almost $83,000 as a support area to keep an eye on for Bitcoin. You can see we're kind of starting to get some type of structure. Let me kind of zoom in on the 4 hour and we can look at it, and we do have like kind of a symmetrical triangle forming. So in the very short term, if you're tracking Bitcoin, you're curious what's going to happen. We're just about at the apex of the triangle. We could probably get a breakout one way or another, considering it's the weekend. By the way, target to the upside around 110, 115, target to the downside into the 70s. Considering it's a weekend, we might have some type of volatility, even potentially to the downside, to test this neckline again on Bitcoin. So that's Bitcoin. You are all crybabies, says David. Finally, a pro-Bitcoin administration and you're all complaining. They are definitely going to find ways to add the reserve. I know, I don't want to be so harsh to call everybody a crybaby, but like seriously. And then we have here, this was the biggest meeting crypto has had on a state level ever. This was the meeting with the most potential, and we got nothing. But here's the thing, and I want to press this home a little bit. How can you say we have nothing? We have the president of the United States sitting behind a panel of all the builders that have been attacked for the last year, the SEC suing these people, President Trump just supporting these people now, supporting the industry, and just getting started. Do you realize President Trump, do you know when a president like comes into office, you know how long they take to do anything? To do anything. He's answered like over 1,000 questions from reporters, which is record breaking. He signed insane amount of executive orders. He's completely transformed his cabinet from what he had last term. And he's managed to somehow put together a crypto summit and sign an executive order for a Bitcoin reserve within 60 days in office. What do you mean we got nothing? Like, I wish somebody could explain, because I see this comment a lot. We're getting nothing. We're getting nowhere. This is all nothingness. This is insanely bullish, everybody. What do you want to happen? What would you have liked to see happen? Like Trump just pull out his wallet and buy 1 million Bitcoin for the US live on air? Like, do you want him to open up Coinbase live on air and, purchase, $1 billion in Solana and Cardano? What do you want to happen? Like, we're at the very beginning of a pro-crypto administration, and they're literally just fighting for the industry and opening up the industry, opening up innovation. I just don't get it. I'm sorry. I just guess people don't. This was a joke. I don't know. I don't understand. I just don't think I don't think I don't think a lot of you guys take the time just to think about what's going on. I say that respectfully. But what do you actually want right now? What do you actually want? I don't even think you know what you want. I really don't. That's Bitcoin. That's Bitcoin price analysis. Is the summit on? Summit is back. No. Let me find it. Let me find it. Great. It's not on. Where's the summit? I can't find it anywhere. I'm looking. I'm really not finding it anywhere. Am I missing this, or are people trolling me, or is it? It's just a bunch of trolls. It's not even on anymore. Cool. Gotcha. I got trolled. Would you rather have the anti-crypto Biden administration in office right now? I just don't get it. Wow. So interestingly enough, we had expected topics at the crypto summit: regulatory clarity for cryptocurrency, proposed crypto taxation policies. This is from Fox News, by the way. And if you were on X recently in the last hours, I saw that it looks like the crypto taxation stuff isn't even going to be a piece of it. Composition of the U.S. Crypto Strategic Reserve. So some of these headlines still might come out. I'm not sure. I agree with Jason. I think people were expecting him to mention what would be going into the reserve. I agree. Maybe some more clarity in terms of like what's going on with the reserve. But I think we are already getting hints that, Senator Loomis, probably more into next week, will be discussing the plan to buy, what that's going to look like. There's already a lot of really good ideas floating around. Without U.S. directly having to use capital to buy Bitcoin, how can they accumulate Bitcoin? Those ideas are floating around. It's going to take a little time to implement, but this is massive. The U.S. government is going to be buying Bitcoin, everybody. I don't know why that's not bullish enough for you as a starting point, at the very least. If that's the starting point, if even just a shaking of the hands type of crypto summit with the president of the United States is the starting point to crypto regulation and clarity and deregulation, why is that not good enough? Why are you not just excited about that if you're a crypto person or a long-term holder? That's something I really don't get. In relation to the other things, maybe we still will see some other headlines in terms of what they've talked about on the inside of the summit, because obviously they're talking about much more. Some of these comments seem to just be spam. But yeah, so what would be going into the reserve? I would say one thing I would like clarity on would be, what was the purpose of the tweet, the posts from Trump about XRP, Solana, and ADA, the reserve, right? And David Sachs mentioned, hey, the purpose of that was basically, just because they're like the top 5. But what does that mean? Like, does that mean there's no plan for these things? You know what I mean? But interestingly enough, you look at the charts right now, Bitcoin is really not doing much. This is an hourly chart. It's not like this summit has really moved the needle one way or another. Zooming in on the hourly is just a ridiculous joke right now. The weekly chart, the zoomed out charts right now, I think is all that matters. I am in this camp of people that's just like, it's game time. We're going into a brand new era for crypto. There's going to be a flood of just tens of trillions of dollars coming into the market, everybody. If you're zoomed in and you're just trying to wait for a headline pump or something like that, you're missing the story. You're missing the main story here, and you're missing the main opportunity. So you start zooming out on a Bitcoin chart on the weekly. The global race for Bitcoin and hyper Bitcoinization just began. And really, this summit is a very nice illustration of that. The path to $1 million Bitcoin is here. What that does, especially for a pro-crypto administration, what that does for the technology itself, which is to say crypto, and here's the top 10, or here's the crypto market cap just without the top 10. What this does for these coins, I think will be massive. And that's why I'm saying the play here is to zoom out on these charts. And I did a video like yesterday, I think it was, talking about, you know what, if the market's just crashed, right? We're getting that short-term pain. If this happens and markets fall, this is altcoin charts below the 200-week moving average. I just want to say, every time that has happened, it has been the bottom. So I think that's very notable for the potential short-term volatility that is ahead of us right now. Exactly. I just saw a comment. Zoom out. Dan is a bot. I am a bot. I am a bot doing some analysis. So altcoin charts. I don't know how else to put this chart. You know, I'm here long term. I'm building. I'm locked in. I'm ready. I'm ready for volatility. This move that we've been in is normal volatility, right? We've established that, but if it's going to keep going down, I'm ready for that, everybody. I'm so locked in if you zoom out on this chart. Altcoin bull market has not even started, and that gets me very excited. I saw a comment. I just see a comment in Discord come through. Great stream, Dan, but you're getting a lot of hate. I know. If you go on any other live stream, right, that has 19,000 people, I don't see as much negativity. It's very weird. I just draw the haters, and that's okay because I love them. I love you guys, each and every one of you, even you guys that I just don't understand the way you think. I love you, and I appreciate you watching my live stream. Even it's pretty cool to have all of you guys, almost 20,000 people through. It's a record-breaking day for crypto. What's happening right now? Long story short, altcoins. Pay attention to this chart. The way that this can bounce will be volatile, will be insane. Most importantly, the dollar chart. I covered this in a video the other day. Do you understand what is happening? The dollar, beginning of January, mid-January, 110. Right now, we're at 103. And I know I've been talking about it a lot, but the purpose of me even drawing this fractal back here, I think we are at like 109 or something at the beginning of Trump's term. The purpose of doing the fractal was very simply to track it. And this is the fractal from Trump's last term, right? It's just pulled over here. And I'm absolutely going to keep tracking this. Because that was the last bull market. Not the last bull market. This was 2 bull markets ago. That's what happened to the dollar. And so interesting, besides just the dollar potentially starting to fall, is if you just look at the structured setup going into the move. Everybody. If you could zoom out, that's all you have to do is open this chart and zoom out. And then all you have to do is go over to the dollar chart. It's really this simple. You go over to the daily chart on the US dollar and you watch it, what's happening here. And you look at other times, not identical monetary cycles, but similar. Similar in the sense that we have a very similar Trump who wants to see interest rates come down once again. And we are at the very brink of the end of quantitative tightening. Do you see the setup on the macro? If you're out there, And you're like, what is going on? Just put these things together. Very simple ingredients. It's a very simple recipe. I know the bull market has kind of tricked us in that, especially when you go to something like altcoins, right? These purple lines historically kind of paint this picture of like the pump, the altcoin season every 4 years. And we were anticipating it right here. And look at the similarity of even starting to break out. Here's the fake out right here. Here's the divergence. The thing that I don't think many of us were expecting, but it is what it is. It's happening, right? Historically, if the cycle repeated, it would be something like this. So we'd be like somewhere up here, but we're not. And it is what it is. And we have to wait for this monetary cycle to play out. We have to wait for certain things to happen. But the opportunity that's on this chart is absolutely next level awesome. So that's it. Summit is live. The summit, I already covered the summit. The summit is no longer live. Unless it is or it isn't. I'm either being trolled again. Appreciate you guys. That's it. I might as well end there. That was it. That was the summit, everybody. That was it. Let's see what else comes out. I'm sure we get some headlines. We get some actually more relevant information than kind of the meet and greet that we just watched. We'll cover it. But either way, I appreciate you. If you're out there and not a subscriber, subscribe. If you're zoomed out, you want to be a subscriber because we're going to have fun with the cycle. So subscribe, turn notifications on, smash the like. I will see you in the next video. God bless.